How to Create a Glitch Monologues Season 7 Chapter 3. This is Episode 3 of How to Create a Glitch in the Matrix Monologues Season 7. In this episode we will be further elaborating the interface of the law in the context of other ideas. Law can arise from any closed social system. It can be the result of the family, clan, tribe, nation or religion. Law is significant as an interface of the system because it renders people predictable in the context of that system. In truth, there is very little distinction between the systemization which follows from one's theory of reality, whether it be religious or philosophical, and the systemization which follows from the nation-state. From the standpoint of this theory, the only true difference is that the enforcement of one needs no agency. That is, one's theory of reality needs no custodian. But even so, most legalistic systems require some authority to maintain themselves. It is only when the legalistic follows the natural that it requires minimal supervision. A theory of reality finds its fulmination in its ability to predict events without any active measure of enforcement. A legal system exists only due to its enforcement. In effect, what I am saying is that the agents of the state or any legalistic system enforce uniformity of experience as surely as they enforce a power structure constructed upon certain archetypal roles. What I am saying is, although one need not overthrow the state to overthrow uniformity, some measure of nonconformity is required to undermine the natural predictability of people in a social society. Now, be all that as it may, what I am saying is that it is one's theory of reality, which relies upon a narrow substrate of experience, which one must overturn if one is to see past the uniformity we take for granted. It is only in expecting the impossible that we can truly experience it. Now, it is also important to establish that the imposition of the law, at least throughout history, has required the medium of written language. Just as our judges issue their judgments through written endorsements, so too did Hammurabi devise his code in tablets of stone. The medium of the plate of the hands for the imposition of orders of law is significant because it exposes the specialization of this plate in the segregation and unification of a mosaic reality. Hence, the plate of the hands transcribes the orders of law, codifying them, rendering the population predictable to the extent of the projection of power of the state. But it can also be said that legalistic systems should follow the grain of natural order to the extent possible, freeing them from the abuse of a custodian or police. In a way, from the above we can see that the plate of the hands possesses the potentiality of unification of the 9 plates, by representing our ability to maneuver those selfsame plates, as a blacksmith tempers and bends steel. Such speculation is not limited to discussions of legalistic systems. The plate of the hands also possesses specialization in its necessity in the fabrication of tools and technology. Writing, as the ultimate form of technology, is merely one of many esoteric technologies enabled by the plate of the hands and its manipulation. So we see that the esoteric objects of the higher plates rely just as surely on the plate of the hands as do the orders of a king or judge. As we indicated in a previous podcast, law is nothing more than mirroring, or rather the elevation of one individual's action to a standard to be mirrored. In this elevation, we see the consonance produced by many minds acting in confluence, produces a uniformity of experience, by rendering them all predictable by degrees. Anyway, that is the end of the podcast for today. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe.